Your earliest memory is your father's hands, large, warm, completely certain, lifting you above his head in a garden full of lemon trees while your mother laughed from the doorway. You are 2 years old in this memory. The sky above you is the blue of the Sinaloa afternoon, and your father is laughing, and for approximately 4 seconds, you are the highest point in the entire world. This is the truest memory you have. It is also the most dangerous one, because for the rest of your life, every time the world tries to tell you who your father is, you will return to this memory. To the lemon trees. To the laugh. To the 4 seconds at the top of the world. And the world's version of your father will never quite fit inside it. His name is Alejandro. To the dear who have been building a case against him for 11 years with a file that currently occupies 1,400 pages across 6 field offices, he is El Arquitecto. The architect. Not because he builds things, though he has funded 11 hospitals and 4 schools in 3 Mexican states with his own money, none of it traceable on paper. He is called the architect because of how he thinks. Everything he does is structural. Everything is load-bearing. Remove one piece and the entire thing redistributes the weight without collapsing. He has been building this structure for 23 years. It has never once collapsed. You grow up in a compound outside Culiacán that is 12 acres, enclosed by walls, staffed by 31 people, of whom perhaps 8 have any visible reason to be there. There are lemon trees because your grandmother insisted on them before she died. There is a chapel where Mass is held every Sunday by a priest who never asks questions and drives a new truck every 3 years. There is a kitchen that is never empty. There is a swimming pool where you spend your summers and a library your father filled himself, shelf by shelf, over 20 years, 4,200 books, every subject, because he finished only 4 years of school and has been compensating for it since he was 14 years old. He reads 2 hours every night, without exception. In this way he has read more than any man you will ever know. He has 3 rules for you. He states them once when you are 8 years old, and never repeats them, because in his experience anything worth saying once does not need to be said again. First, you will study. Not as a performance, not as a cover, but because an educated mind is the only thing that cannot be taken from you. Second, you will never be cruel to someone smaller or weaker than you, because cruelty to the powerless is the single quality he does not forgive in anyone, including himself. Third, you will never lie to him, not about anything. If you break something, you tell him. If you make a mistake, you tell him. If you are afraid, you tell him. He will handle whatever it is. He can handle anything. You believe this at 8. You believe it at 16. You believe it now. Your education is extraordinary. Tutors for mathematics, literature, 3 languages. A former university professor who comes 3 days a week and teaches you history with a rigor that most universities cannot match. At 14, your father adds a 4th subject, economics. Not the economics taught in schools, the real architecture of how money moves through the world, how it disappears and reappears, how it changes form like water, finding the path of least resistance. He teaches this himself, at the kitchen table on Saturday mornings. You do not understand until much later that this is also a kind of love. The thing about living inside this life is that the danger is never where you expect it. It is not in the armed men at the compound gates. You have grown up around them, and they are as ordinary to you as furniture. It is not in the convoys, the encrypted phones, the visitors who arrive at unusual hours and leave before dawn. It is in the quiet moments. In the way your father stands at the window sometimes looking at the lemon trees, with an expression that is not quite worry and not quite peace, but something in between, that has no name in any of the 3 languages you speak. In the way he hugs you, always too long, always with both arms, always as if the hug is carrying something heavier than affection. In the way he sometimes looks at you across the dinner table and then looks away quickly, as if he saw something there he was not ready for. You ask him once, you are 15, what he would have been if things had been different, if he had been born somewhere else, to something else. He is quiet for a moment. You are sitting on the steps of the chapel after Sunday Mass. The lemon trees are in full fruit. He says, I would have been an architect. A real one. Buildings. He says this simply, without self-pity the way he says most things, as information, not complaint. He says, your grandfather had nothing, and I had less, and the world only offered one door, and I walked through it. He pauses. He says, you will have other doors. This is the only thing I have ever built that I am certain was right. He means you. He means your education, your languages, your uncruel hands, your habit of telling the truth. He means the doors he will never be able to walk through himself. The first time you see your name in a Dear document, you are 16 years old. A journalist, careless, later regretful, publishes a partial leak online that is taken down within 4 hours, but not before you see it. Your name appears twice. Son of Alejandro, in connection with the investigation. You read it in your room, and then you close the laptop, and you sit with it for a long time. You are not surprised. You have understood the shape of your life for years. What surprises you is how small the words look on the screen. How ordinary. 2 references in a 3,400-page file, and they contain everything and nothing simultaneously. You do not tell your father immediately. You wait 4 days. Then you tell him, because of Rule 3, because you have never broken Rule 3 and you are not going to start now. He listens. He nods once. He says, I know. He has known for 2 years. He has had conversations you were not present for to ensure that your name goes no further in that file. He tells you this without drama, the way he tells you everything, as information. Then he says, when you leave for university, you do not come back here. You go forward. Only forward. You understand. You understand. You are 17 now. In 3 months you leave for a university in Spain, a real university, applied for under your real name, accepted on the merit of an application essay that your tutor called the finest piece of student writing she had read in 15 years of teaching. Your father read it twice. He said nothing. He folded it carefully and put it in the inside pocket of his jacket, over his heart, and walked out to the lemon trees. The night before you leave, he comes to your room. He sits beside you. He does not speak for a while. The compound is quiet. The lemon trees are dark shapes outside the window. He puts his hand on your shoulder, large, warm, completely certain, the same hands from the earliest memory, the same hands that lifted you above the world when you were 2 years old. He says, everything I built so you would not have to. He says, go build something I cannot imagine. He says, call your mother every Sunday. Then he stands up. He straightens your blanket. He goes to the door. He does not look back. He never looks back. It is the bravest thing you have ever seen anyone do.